it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh, joined as always by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yup.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose story's got stories, the hardcore icon. He's got 99 problems, but bananas ain't one. The Sandman Hack. How the hell is it going today?
Dude, the trade line just ended, and the biggest question I got about it is how long is it going to take Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler to, just fight on court? Or fight in the locker room or something like that. Yeah, dude, those two are badass dudes to me. You know what I mean? They might be the toughest team in the league right now.
Those are two alpha guys with big personalities. And
there were some good memes and GIFs on Twitter and stuff like that about those two, brought, after their first loss, what's going to go?
Two guys punching each other in the face and something.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Jimmy
like
is no Jordan Poole, though.
Oh, no. But the thing is they're both dogs. So,
that kind of thing won't happen between
Draymond's not going to have a problem with effort,
somebody else that's a dog like
with
him.
effort with Jimmy,
right.
or they're not going to have they might disagree on something, and that might cause something, but other than that, they both know that they're both out to win, and they're going to give it her all. So.
Yeah, I mean, I look, this is as crazy of an NBA trade deadline as I've ever seen, and it started with Saturday night and the Luka Doncic trade to the Lakers.
The fleecing.
The 90 million views in less than 24 hours.
I feel really bad for him because not only there's no state income tax in Texas, so you go to California.
That's great, dude. You know how much money you save right there?
Right.
Going from Cali to Texas, but Texas to Cali. Dude, they whack you every single show. Those guys probably get whacked $15,000 a show.
Not to mention the fact that he loses out on the max extension.
On the Supermax.
The Supermax, which is $100-some million as well. So it's he's going to make out in the long run being in LA, and
he'll just get fat.
And sponsorship and the sponsorships and the shoes. And
the bright lights of LA is going to make him more probably endorsement and other. Which I don't even know if he's really that type of guy. He seems like kind of a low key guy because he goes back to Slovenia on the off season. He don't really want to do but. I mean, LeBron's going to hook him up. You know,
for sure.
He's going to be under LeBron's tutelage, and he's going to show him the way. And dude, Luka's
that dude's there for the next decade, easily.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what I mean. That's a future. That's the futures right there.
Yeah, I don't know
for LA.
I don't know. The Lakers franchise historically has just always acquired stars, going back to Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem.
LA, dude.
I
you
know
all these rappers are there. You know all these dudes are there, dude. So you want to go to LA if you're a player.
I know, but it's just how do they keep doing this? And it's just the LA factor.
Star power.
I mean, and the trade itself, Anthony Davis. Look, Anthony Davis, when healthy, clearly top 15, top 10 guy in the league.
But there's been a couple years to me where he's been don't even really care about playing much.
Well, he just gets nicked up a lot.
Yes, his injuries.
Yeah,
he just gets nicked up a lot, and and that's tough. And they were saying that they were talking about that trade for 3 weeks, and
nobody heard about it.
And nobody heard about it. But Rob Pelinka, the Lakers GM, basically the Mavericks said we think Luka could be a liability going forward, and the Lakers GM kind of used that against them, saying well, this is a big risk, so we can't give you all that you want.
Yeah, you're giving me this overweight dude that don't like to work out.
Right.
I mean, what are you saying here?
And they ended up
they played it perfect.
They were saying that there was going to be at least another first round, at least one other first round pick, at least Dalton Connect, maybe another player in that tree. But the guy's you're giving me this. He knew that they were worried about him, and he played that against them, and he played it smart. The shitty thing about the Mavericks was they didn't go to anybody else. They targeted Anthony Davis, and they didn't ask any other team. You know how many other teams?
Right now, though, what pure centers out there that's as good as him?
No, and I understand that.
There isn't.
And I understand they're trying to win now and get a player to win now.
They were in the finals last year with Luka. That's winning now.
Right.
I mean, last year.
No,
They were
I'm
in the finals.
saying as in a return trade. You're not going to trade Luka for 7 first-round picks
Right.
and that's it because they're not that's a rebuilding move.
Right.
They're trying to get a good enough player back to where they can still compete and do all that. And obviously, not many teams have that. But I still would have opened up the bidding.
How can you not?
You're
doing due diligence.
A 25-year-old All-NBA player. That's
Literally.
5 first-time All-NBAs.
Yeah, I think if you offered Luka Doncic straight up, there's very few guys in the league that GMs would hang up the phone on you. Yes, Wemby, maybe Shai Gilgeous.
They all would have thought you were joking.
Tatum, they might hang up the phone on you. Maybe
Right.
that's about it. There's only a couple guys that.
Yeah, it's like that Billy Bean thing in the movie where he's like, "No, give me some soda with the trade. I want my soda." He's like, "What?"
And I get Luka. Luka doesn't if he had his shirt off, I don't know how he wouldn't look like.
It doesn't matter.
I
He's a
know.
walking triple freaking double.
I know, and he plays 35 minutes a night.
was gonna say,
it's not like his conditioning is really an issue when he's dominating at his body type. You see with Jokic, he doesn't look like a physical specimen, but he's absolutely amazing at basketball.
The guy dominates the ball, has the ball in his hands, probably 90% of the game, plays 40 minutes a night, and gets
But maybe that was the problem.
and gets 40, 15, and 15.
If anybody has played competitive basketball, the amount of energy that it takes with the ball in your hands to score that much and do all that much is insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And all he does is run around and set pick and roll, pick,
To
pick.
score
He
that
moves.
much is absolutely the stamina you need to do that is absolutely insane.
Right, and I haven't watched a game of his and thought fourth quarter he's winded, or deep in a playoff series he doesn't have the tank for it.
Right, and he's
You know?
not the greatest defender, but
He's not a good defender,
a
but it doesn't matter.
turnstile.
Yeah, he's not a good defender.
Get another 4 guys on the court who can defend.
Right. If I have this special talent, I'm going to keep that guy forever. And I think he really did a disservice. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan out there, I feel for you guys.
yeah, they
I
were
really
like,
do.
he was drinking beer after the conference finals. I'd be like, dude, if I just played 40 minutes and put up 40, 20, and 20, I could have a fucking beer.
You probably lost 10 pounds playing that NBA game. Legit.
literally.
Legit.
Suck my balls.
I
dude.
actually think we might, because LeBron's known for slacking on defense, but I actually think now we might get to see LeBron stepping up on defense a little more now that he's not going to have to close the fourth quarter.
Well, for the first time in LeBron's career, this is it now. The team is no longer his team, right? So Pelinka breaks up with Anthony Davis, who's a clutch sports guy.
it's still his team, but I get what you're saying.
It is, but it's not his team in the future. This is Luka Doncic's team.
Change it to the guard.
Yes.
But LeBron's so smart that he will make this work great.
Oh, I agree. I think he's going to
They
try
need
it.
another piece. They should. Did they get the Williams dude? From,
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
bet
they got Williams?
Yeah.
I bet
Okay.
the Lakers to win the finals this morning.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Luka.
I think LeBron and Luka are
Well,
gonna
after the
dominate.
trade, they
Yeah.
went from 40 down to 17 or 18. That's what their odds.
Hmm.
They were 40 to 1. That first trade happened. They might be down to 12 or 10 to 1 with getting Williams.
And I know Anthony Davis was LeBron's boy and everything like that, but this might rejuvenate LeBron.
LeBron might be able to play another 5 seasons.
Well, yeah, with Luka dominating the ball, he might be able to do that. But this might give LeBron a different purpose. Not only trying to win a championship, but hey, let me guide this guy into turning it over into his team.
The new face of the NBA.
Yeah, let me show him the way. Might give him a new inspiration. you
Yeah,
know?
that's a good point.
You might see a different.
And
type
he's got
of
his
LeBron.
son there, too, so he's got all the motivation to keep playing.
Yeah.
Well, and LeBron spends $1 million a year on his body.
Right.
So maybe
He hooks Luke up with his guy.
The older Luka gets, the more he's going to need that hyperbolic chamber and all that shit that you see LeBron doing.
Yeah, maybe he takes some of that work ethic that LeBron has, takes that over, and really steps up his game to
and
another
become
level.
even more of a specimen.
Imagine
Oh my
if
God, can you imagine that dude in shape? Or what they're saying,
Right.
the shape that he's not in?
I heard reports-
It'd be illegal.
now, Hack, we all know with Simon Diamond, you're really good at weighing people. Luka Doncic was reported at 270 pounds. I said,
no
no
chance.
way
There's
was he
no
270.
chance.
No way,
Yeah,
right?
he's like 7 foot tall. How could you be 270?
He's not quite 7.
No, but dude, he's like easily 6'8".
yeah, he's a big boy, but he's not 270.
Looking at him right now from the pictures you've seen, he's nowhere near 270.
No, I think he's probably
Not
like
even
245 tops. Like,
Right.
like I don't even think he's close to the 270.
So
I disagree.
it had to be some. I don't know.
Maybe like all
He
season
didn't want
weight
to
or
sign
injury
his
weight.
next contract with them. I think that's all it came down to.
Okay, you're not getting into any kind of other conspiracies or anything like that with
I
this?
just think I forget who said it, or all the things that I hear and that come across my timeline. That I just think they wanted to do another next deal for him, and he's like, no.
But it still behooves you as a player to sign that supermax with your team that you were drafted with, because like we said, you leave $100 million plus on the table by not signing that supermax with your original team.
That's the Mavericks.
Yeah,
are
but
the
if you don't want to play there, you don't want to play there.
But you sign
Jimmy
it,
Butler
but
could
you
have made
sign it,
$52
but you
million
sign
next
it
year.
and then request a trade.
right? You do the Damian Lillard. You do the Bradley Beal.
Because the Mavericks are the only team that could have paid him that amount of money.
Right.
But-
Okay. Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the team he was on. The
And what
Mavericks
was
were the-
that? What was
It would
that
have been like
total
$100 million more than any other
I know,
team.
but what's the total? What's
it was like 350 a year.
Yeah,
or something.
it's in the-
I just told you the other day for somebody that had a supermax.
Yeah, it was like 350 for like 5 years. or
Also,
something.
too, if Luka goes that route, he signs and then requests a trade with that amount of money. He also might be thinking, who might be able to trade for me
Right.
with
You know how many-
that type of salary?
To match that salary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus
but
Christ.
everybody's I hear your point, and it's a valid one, but everybody's salaries. I mean, Jimmy Butler just got 2 years, 121 million.
I know, 60.
Jimmy
Yeah.
just got an extension with them for $60 million a year.
I know,
so
it's like if you're paying Jimmy 60 a year, Luka's worth realistically 100.
Yeah, what's Shea Gilgeous worth? What's Wemby? You know, like
But McAfee was saying something today that was interesting, which I thought is what he thought until he just learned this. Is that you just say, all right, I'm going to pay the tax. There's other little addendums that are written in there that he went over them today, and I didn't understand at all. But there's got to be like you can't even make a deal to some of these guys because they make so much that there has to be another team and maybe another team involved.
Yeah, that's why they get multiple teams usually in these trades to complete them. There's also the apron, which is very complicated and convoluted. But
Right.
by the way, our Sixers, way to go, guys. We're under that apron threshold. Yeah, way to go.
That's why they made the deals they did. Like the KJ Martin trade, that's why they gave him a $4.5 million contract so he can in turn get traded and it would be worth something. So now the Sixers are in turn under that second apron tax threshold, which
Oh, good
obviously,
point. So they paid him more, knowing full well that they're probably going to move him at some time, and that'll be beneficial to move him.
And he could match salaries with somebody who's better.
Okay.
So
all right. That makes
So that's why when they
total
gave him
sense.
$4.5 million, everybody was like $4.5 million for a 10th guy on the bench. Like, why are you giving it that? It's like, yeah, so we can.
All right, that totally makes sense.
Because
yeah.
you can go over the cap to re-sign your own players, and you can do that now. So you do that, give that guy extra money, and use him as a trade partner, or a trade filler, or anything like that. And we use that trade to get under the second apron and the tax threshold. And there's things like mid-level exception money. That's
You know way more than
yeah, it's
Yeah,
mid-level
there's so
exception
much.
money and shit like that. That now we're under that cap. That now you're able, without that trade, we weren't able to get somebody in the buyout market because of mid-level exception money. The NBA cap is like
All right,
so.
so anybody
ridiculous.
who's gonna win the title this year? Let's do
I
it.
put a bet in for the Lakers. It's the
It's close to the 16th, the 14th, 16th is the All-Star break. It's the 6th or something today.
taking the Lakers.
I'm going to have to go with a repeat. I hate to say it. I think the Celtics. I am. I am. I know they have been playing great level this year, but it kind of seems like they're almost taking this year off a little bit at times. But
I'm going to go with Cleveland just because they need help. they need it. Aren't they playing unbelievable
they are. They
ball?
won last night.
They just got DeAndre Hunter, too.
Right, so I'm taking Cleveland just for the hell.
Okay, I like it. It's different. I like it. Ty, who do you got?
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wow, the Thunder. That would be cool. They're their Chet's coming back too.
It would be really cool to see the Thunder win a championship, especially like a small market team like that.
Yeah,
They're-
that'd be
they're-
awesome. I would.
Yeah.
Their shooting scares me. I don't know if they have enough shooting, but they play defense, and Shea Gilgeous is very hard to stop.
Chet's coming back, which will help
Yeah.
the shooting.
And did
in the
they
space.
have the most wins per like how many dollars they spent freaking last year?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many first-round picks they still have.
They have a ton still.
Like
Oh,
400.
Yeah,
a ton
I
still.
forgot about all those.
That
they freaking
GM, dude,
garnered.
they're going to
Yeah.
have to set them up, especially for that kind of market and knowing you're not going to get this
But
kind
the
of
thing-
free agent.
As long as you don't pick a
But
false.
the thing with that is they're gonna have to start. They're gonna have to start trading them because they're gonna have to pay Shea. They're gonna have to pay Holmgren. They're gonna have to pay Jalen Williams. That's why the Sixers got rid of the 1 first-round pick today in the trade, because that was the second first-round pick that we had, and all the money that we have allocated out. We don't want to pay 2 first-round picks in 1 year. You can only pay one. That's why we got 4 second-round picks for the 1 first-round pick.
yeah, but they're paying so low. Why can't you pay 2 in the first
Because
round?
it's guaranteed money. And it's guaranteed money. You don't want to pay guaranteed money to 2 first-round picks when you're paying Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey,
Okay.
and you
All
want to
right.
like
And
do all
especially
those
2
understand
picks that are going to be
in the
mid-20s.
20s.
Okay,
and
yeah. All right.
second-round picks are like golden bars in like trade
Yes, they are.
scenario. Like,
Oh my
for
God!
whatever,
Did
like,
the Sixers have like 10 of them at one point?
Yeah.
We had we
Yeah,
were getting 2 every trade.
we have 9. We have 9 right now. We were trading with the Wizards, and they had like 17 second-round picks or something like coming up. Dude, they're like literally gold bars in like trade scenarios. Literally, teams just throw them in like constantly.
Well, it just goes to show you how many guys past the first round even make your squad for more than a cup of coffee or, let's say,
Right.
less than 3 years.
right.
Yeah.
It's
No,
the truth, dude.
It is. It is. It's like you're here one day, you're gone the next.
That's why they're gold bars, but no, everybody wants to trade the gold bar. Nobody wants to keep them, it seems to me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They're just like fillers.
Yeah.
Like that people just keep swapping that. Like, we have 9
To help
second
you
round
find
picks.
your salary cap if you
Yeah,
need to,
and
work it in.
through,
But-
navigate
okay.
through whatever.
Got it.
and
Yeah,
you
we
can-
probably have 9 second-round picks, and there might be like 2 of them that are actually
I was just
ours.
gonna say, who knows how many are
Right.
actually ours?
Okay.
Well, I saw the other
That
night,
makes sense.
Ollie.
They
You
help you manipulate with the cap.
Right.
I saw the other night, Ollie. You and Ty took your boys down to the Sixers game for
Yes,
the
we
first,
did. Yes, we did.
and they brought home a win too.
Yes, yep,
So
we brought home
They,
Win
they
over
saw
the Mavericks.
Joel Embiid triple double in their first ever Sixers game.
there you go. First game back. It's good. It's good that you guys got to actually see Joel Embiid as well. And
Yeah, down lower level too. There were good seats. So
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it was nice. No, because they said all the Sixers were like practicing and like tickets were still like dirt cheap. And I'm like, I think Joel might come back and play tonight. Let's go. So like we got in there like $20 a pop for lower level. Like it was nice, and they had a good time. I mean, you know, it's tough, young kids. You know, they're sitting in the seat for a long period of time and stuff like that. But it was still like cool. You know, Ollie, for you, like. You know,
I mean, it was cool for me. I mean, it'll only get better as they get older because they'll get more into it, and
I never
it'll
had
be
it.
easier for them to sit around.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, you know. It is
And
what
it's
it
like
is,
the
but-
first of many, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never had that opportunity. I never went to games.
Yeah, like they've been to
I-
Phillies. Like I've taken them to Phillies games. They've been to Phillies game with their mom. So this is the first Sixers game. So next season we'll move on to an Eagles game, I'm sure.
But we got to set up that Papa shot thing for them. I thought to click in their head the basketball thing.
Yeah, the
set
old
that Papa shot
well,
thing
yeah,
up.
well, it'll
We
make
got
them,
it out the other
it'll
week.
make them more interested in basketball, and the
Right.
more they watch
Yeah.
the games, then they'll associate that more with that, and
Yeah,
then
I'll
they'll,
be here tomorrow.
and they'll
That'll be my job tomorrow.
setting,
yeah,
up,
there you go.
Only job I'll have tomorrow.
setting up the Papa Shop for the
Gotta get them
grandkids.
started.
No, and Colton, the 5-year-old, you get. I was like, so what was the greatest thing about being there tonight? And what did he say? The
Oh,
t-shirt?
he said them shooting off the T-shirts and the
T-shirt
rocket
launcher,
launcher.
yeah.
Pissed he didn't get one.
It's funny what kids take away from the games,
Right.
but that's there for a reason. It's to entertain them, make them have a good
Exactly.
time, and that's
Right,
cool.
he was dancing during every like exchange,
Yeah.
all that. So like, yeah, he had a great time. Like, obviously, he's not breaking down X's and O's,
No.
but no, he seemed
With
like
you two, he won't be by the
Yeah.
time he's like 12.
they seemed like they had a good time.
That's awesome. This week on the show, we watched ECW Crossing the Line again. Hack, did you have any memories of this one?
Crossing it again.
Or did you?
Yeah,
I
when-
was going to
when-
say,
I
do you
was gonna
remember
say,
crossing
when-
the line the first time?
Crossing the Line was an ECW show where the three-way
Dude, I
dance.
didn't even remember it when I text you and you came back. I'm like, Crossing the Line. Was that one of our pay-per-views?
No, Crossing the Line was a show you guys did back in 1994 that had a historic triple threat match, one of the very first triple threat matches ever between Terry Funk, Shane Douglas, and Sabu. And it was called Crossing the Line. We'll have to review that on a future show someday. But this was Crossing the Line.
Yeah, you would have thought we would have started with the first one, but Tosh likes to do things chronologically. This was in like
I just like
February
to
or
time it up in
January.
the months, and this was in February. So, I mean, this was a really, really fun show. I thought from the arena. Did you have any memories of the show before you watched it, or no?
He had no idea he ever worked Devon in the singles match.
There you
I'm
go.
like, me and Devon? What?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he didn't know he crossed the line.
yeah, you did.
The first time.
I think Devon crossed the line, but we'll get.
Still looking for the fucking line. I got a straw and
Yeah,
everything.
he can't walk a straight line. You think he's going to know how to cross?
I think we heard about that last week with Sheiky Baby with the line. But this show, I thought this was a really, really fun show. So it started off with Joey Styles, and the show opened with Paulie Dangerously in the ring. This was really cool. I always love when wrestling shows have like the entire roster out there for like a big announcement. It just makes it feel big. And Paulie was in the ring. And
It's stupid.
you don't like that?
No, why do you want to show all your guys before they come out for their match?
And wrestle each other.
You think
Takes
it ruins your
away
pop?
for you.
You think it
well,
ruins-
they did try and have the babies in the ring and the heels up on stage.
Yes.
You know?
I was just going to ask about that, why it was like... I mean, obviously you can't fit everybody in the ring.
Yeah, it was baby heel.
I liked it, and it got a great reaction announcing the pay-per-view Barely Legal, which we reviewed on a prior show, and the build-up for Taz and Sabu, hyping Barely Legal around that feud. I mean...
The best line of what Paul said was, "It's all because of you people, your phone calls, your emails, and then he said your ponies, what's a teletype or something he said? Which I'm like, Paul, nobody has done that. I fucking don't even know what they're talking about.
But there was like a actual, like, you know, people were clamoring for ECW on pay-per-view. There was a lot of like...
The hotline.
Yeah,
ECW hotline.
there was a lot of interest out there, you know, bombarding some of the pay-per-view companies to carry the show. So it was actually like...
There was a work with that hotline. I'll come up with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The show opened up with Balls Mahoney taking on Lance Storm. So neither one of these guys has figured out like their complete looks here at this point. It's like Balls.
You heard Joey said that Balls is coming along, but doesn't think he used any of his paychecks for his wardrobe.
Yeah, because he's got the shorts.
That was his word. He had long pants on there now, but they ripped, and then he just made them shorts.
Right. Okay. And he's got the singlet on underneath. The
They
hair.
always had a similar.
The hair's not quite there for him, and Lance Storm's sporting the rat tail.
Dude, that thing is dirty.
It's cool as frick, isn't it?
I loved
Dude,
it.
I had a rat tail.
So
back
I
in
was
the
gonna
day,
say.
yeah, Chippendale days, I had a tail
You
back
had a
then.
tail?
You had a stick
That-
tail?
Wow.
I was a Chippendale. I definitely had a tail.
That is not cool.
No, it was in the 90s. It was a cool
How
thing.
much to stroke the
Dude,
tail?
all right, first of all, that wasn't so much a rat tail. That was like a patch of like fucking long hair. Like, no.
And it was dyed
Yeah, it
blonde.
could have been. I don't know. I love
No,
it.
It was
I
a
loved
thick
it
it's
too.
tail.
disgusting.
And it was dyed blonde. So,
Right.
They should have done a spot with it though.
It's the dumbest thing I've
where he's
ever
like
seen.
running, he grabs
rat
the tail.
tail spot, yeah.
Like he's Bianca Belair or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's standing there running like a guy in a comic
Oh,
strip.
could you imagine a long rat tail like Bianca's?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome,
No.
man.
I'm doing it.
This was like two guys you might not envision having a fun match, but I've really enjoyed this as an opener.
I could absolutely envision it.
No, I know it's just a kind of a weird combination, but
Sure.
it worked though. I really enjoyed it. Balls cut Storm off, and then he gave him what was this? A high flying back inside, and then Balls I thought had some decent looking stuff. He came off the second rope. I loved him doing like the Vader splash, which was a nice little spot.
Good looking balls.
Good set of balls on him. And then Storm made a little comeback. I didn't like the crowd getting on them for a boring chant.
Neither did I. I didn't get that at all.
I didn't think it was boring at all.
I didn't either, and it's just kind of how the ECW crowd was at certain points. Hack, did you ever once get
Dude,
bored?
Lance Storm was in there. Dude, Lance Storm, unless he's doing his flippity bippity boopity bop with the right kind of guys, he's not over as much as you think he was.
At this
No,
point,
I know,
no.
but that
Also,
match-
too, how long has he been in?
Not much.
Not long.
Not
That's what
long.
I'm saying. So there's not much steam behind him either.
Yeah, but you have to also know that the smart ones know at this point who these guys are. Lance came in. He came in with fucking with Jericho and fucking all those other guys. That's Stu Hart's thing, so they knew who he was.
Okay, but did you ever once get a boring chant from the ECW crowd?
No, never a boring chant. I got a "you fucked up" chant when I blew out my knee doing a leg drop off the top rope. Lasted for about fucking 10 seconds. I was pissed.
Yeah, like that. Like,
I was pissed.
Like, you just get injured, and these assholes. Like, I know you love the fans and all, but like, dude, this is not the time to be chanting "you fucked up" at me.
No, I was hot. I couldn't believe how hot I was. It made me like second guess what was going on in my life. Honestly.
I mean, was that like?
I'm like, why am I so mad?
Well, that was
I
like,
screwed up.
Was that
their chant?
Was that earlier in your early?
Yeah, that was probably like 9. Well, no, because I was living in Utah and I got surgery like 2 weeks later.
So that had to have been around
in the
this time,
morning.
then.
Got on an airplane and got choked out by Taz at Lulu Temple in Norristown
Okay.
or Pilgrim Gardens.
So it had to have been
Did you
around
figure
this
out
time.
why
then.
you were so mad? Why they were chanting? Or
Nah, I just remembered I was mad and I wasn't sure why I was so mad.
I mean, look,
Probably more mad at the fact that you got hurt than.
I think it's got to
Because
get
I
to.
didn't really know I was hurt.
It's got to get to you as a performer, like, you know, right? If you're chanting "boring" at me when I'm working in the ring and I'm trying my hardest, like it's.
Well, that's why I was asking if it was earlier in your career
Right.
or
Yeah, that
like
makes
later,
sense.
like. You know, like later you might have been like, I don't give a fuck.
kind of how,
you
like,
know,
Might have been too drunk to realize it.
Miss some.
yeah, right. Like,
And the funny thing is, I've screwed up so many times, but the only person that knows it is the person I'm wrestling against.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We figure out a way to cover it.
Yeah,
There's so many screw ups.
I mean, there's smart fans out there, but that happens way more than people think it does.
Right. As smart as people try to act
there's
like
a
they
million
are,
of them.
there's so much you don't
match,
know.
every 6-man match, there's 5 inches that nobody even really notices.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I enjoyed this for what it was, a quick little short opener. Lance got a spinning wheel kick off the top, and that was the finish. So I'm going to give this, I don't know. It was kind of short. How long was this match? 5 minutes?
5.
Yeah, I'm going to go star and a half for this. Ollie?
2.
2? Hack?
Short, but it was good.
I'm actually going 2.5
And
Okay.
it was tight.
because
Yeah,
it was good.
It was tight. It just wasn't
I
enough there.
gotta give it a 3.
3? Okay. Ty?
4.
4? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was short, good,
Short,
good finish,
sweet. There
boom.
was
Great
no
opening match.
Right. Like, and
Can't ask for better.
right.
Yeah.
And like there was no lull in the like it was boom, 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 boom. Like not like a great finish, you know, because he did a couple things on the top rope.
It was a little
but, like,
abrupt.
it was like a little
Because it was
but-
like up. It was like a top rope move, and then another top rope move, and then it was a finish. You know?
Right.
Right, which caught me a little bit off guard. But like for opening match, where you short, sweet, no lull in the thing. That's why when they started cheering like boring or whatever, I'm like, what are they talking like?
Yeah, there was no chin lock spot. There was
Yeah,
nothing
it
where
was
I'd be
like
like, this is
continuous
boring.
5 minutes and they're yelling boring. Are you guys on coke?
No, I know.
What?
But
Right.
they're ECW savages. They,
Right.
They wanted to see some blood
Yeah.
and chairs.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
thought-
was nice? That was seen so many times that Joey put it over his balls' uppercut, that punch.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it's a half-ass one of these chops or whatever, but looks.
It was
freaking
crisp.
fa-
It was
So
crisp as
many
shit.
people
Yeah.
need that right now. If you can't throw an overhand freaking right, then try his way to make it look better.
No, that's a great point, because the business certainly could use some good
Yeah,
punches.
they do like that
Right.
forearm thing. Like just use your hand like fist, like boom.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Up next on the show, this was an interesting match to me. Joey told us that Ricky Morton has his girlfriend with him, and it's Ricky Morton with his girlfriend. What was her name? Austin?
I didn't even catch her name.
doesn't
Dude,
say
I don't
here.
even remember
She had
the
a nice
lady.
ass. Taking on,
I was gonna say she did have a nice ass.
I'm not even
yeah.
sure if that was her ass.
taking on Big Stevie Cool.
No, the greatest part was they were saying "show your tits," and she thought it was for her, but it was for actually for Meanie. So she did like
I
the
didn't even notice.
Yeah,
she
did
went like this. Nobody responded.
and Meanie went to the other side and showed, and they all popped for Meanie. It was fucking
you're
hilarious.
right, Todd.
The interesting thing about this is the BWO is super over at this point.
Yeah, they're getting there.
They are like this might not be quite peak BWO, but it's like around it. And Ricky Morton is a traditional, straight up baby face, and I haven't seen him work heel many times in my life. So
Oh,
it's
dude,
cool.
I can't wait till the next time I see him. I'm going to ask him about it. I'm like, dude, how many times have you worked heel in your life?
It's not many.
He's gonna be like, well, that one time in ECW. You know, dude, the guy's always been a shining baby face.
Right.
The whole time I've ever known it, I've been watching him since like the early 80s.
Right. I know he had a brief
Been
stint.
in the business 45 years.
Dude,
Yeah.
and he can still work, man.
I
I've
know.
seen it once.
Every weekend.
Yeah,
I know.
still work, dude.
He is an absolute legend of the business, and they say when you're in a tag team, like it's playing Ricky Morton, if you're doing that role as the baby face, getting beat on to get the heat, and then make the hot tag. Him and Robert Gibson, absolute legends of the business, the Rock and Roll Express, man. But to see him in ECW here in '97 working Stevie Richards
Straight heel.
as a heel.
And Stevie's really a heel too because of his ties, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but he's over.
He's a
Right.
face, though. He's a
Strength of opponent.
How
yeah.
old do you think Stevie here is?
Like 18 or something.
No, he's got to be in his
Well,
early
Yeah.
being in the
Yo.
ring with Ricky Morton at that point, he's got to be like,
Yeah.
Dude,
wow.
what are you kidding me? I want Ricky Morton. Let me go to the bathroom.
I thought Ricky Morton was like the work that he did, and this was like good, solid heel work. Like it wasn't anything super special, but it worked.
Well, he knows that he did. I'm sure he didn't know he was going to be the heel when he went out there. You know what I'm saying?
No, it looked like he
because
kinda
all of us were
transformed.
still so young. Like I didn't know enough right then to be like, yo, dude, you know you're going to be the heel out there tonight. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, I would tell guys that have been babyface all career. I'm like, dude, you ain't going to be a fucking babyface here. You know what I'm saying? So, I forget what I was saying.
No, but I liked it because a lot of times some guys will be like in that situation act. They'd be like, "No, I'm a legend. Like I'm not working
right.
heel, right?
Well, and still try and work baby. Not be smart enough.
That'll be the
yeah.
worst shit out there.
Right. And instead, just going with the flow, working the match, and that was it. Really, the finish was a Stevie kick. How long did they go? Oh, this wasn't
5
that long
minutes.
either. I really enjoyed this one. I thought
He
it
was loading that motherfucker up too.
He
the other
was,
day.
he was. And Ricky Morton. Ricky Morton took it perfectly right on the
Yeah,
chin.
don't pull a hack there.
I did pull a hack there on Steamboat because I'm thinking guys who never worked heel. But yeah, it was a clean finish. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna go 2.5 stars for it. Ollie,
Yeah, same thing. 2.5 is the other one. Real solid.
hack
Ricky Morton's in there. It's 4.
4 for Ricky Morton.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I liked it.
3 from Ty. All right. Up next on the show, this was pretty interesting too. Axel Rotten taking on Dr. Death Steve Williams. So
I mean, we can. I don't even know if we can really claim anything between those.
Can
but-
we even claim anything with this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I thought Williams had some really nice like football tackles, and then he used the Oklahoma.
Nice football tackle.
Yeah, nice football tackles.
Good
That's
form. Good
Good
form.
form. I'd like to
Nice
see him.
3-point stance.
Yeah, I would like to see him out there for the Birds sometime. And he hit the Oklahoma Stampede, and then Axel actually kicked out of that.
Yep.
Which was his finisher, so that was interesting. I think it's like giving a little something to Axel. And then he followed it up with the backdrop driver, which was another one of his finishes, and that was good enough for the 3 count. How long did this one go, Ollie?
1 minute and 52 seconds.
And it was perfect for what it was, because it's setting up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a squash match, and
It's all to set up the title match with Raven following.
the
But
best part about it to me is Joey putting over Steve Williams the whole time.
yeah, and how could you not? I mean, look, we talked about it before when we saw him. The Doctor is in show. I mean, this guy, Dr. Death, was just an absolute.
We're talking like over, not in America, but everywhere else.
Yeah,
Japan.
and Joey made sure to like put emphasis on that he's like the baddest dude, the baddest American in
Yeah, the
Japan.
baddest of the bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that,
Gordy.
like, and obviously I didn't know that at the time. You know, at the time when I was younger, or whatever. Like, it took me a little while to even realize, like,
Oh
how
yeah, I
it
knew.
was.
I knew he was a freaking.
Yeah, over for all Japan. I mean, he was.
straight beast. But it was nice that he let, and it was nice that, dude, he let a dude in a squash match kick out of his finisher. I mean, that's okay to me. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
And I'm saying, all right, that's done. You know what I mean? I'm ready to hit fast forward. I was like, oh shit, he kicked out.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I mean, that's
But
giving
that's
something.
good shit by Dr. Death. You know what I mean?
Right, you give Axel a little bit of something,
That's it,
so he
yeah.
can still, have his head held up high afterwards, and he's working the territory full
Right,
time.
it's still a squash match at the end of the day, but at least you got kicked out of it.
And you
know?
got to think Dr. Death might be thinking right here. He's like, because Vince didn't want him. You know what I'm saying? And well, how many years later was the brawl for it all when he got knocked out? How many years later was that?
It was
That was
about
what,
a
like
year.
99?
It was 98, I think. So it was
98.
98,
So
99, yeah.
Vince had no interest in him then, you know what I'm saying? Because he had all those characters and all that bullshit, you know what I mean? So he was probably thinking, hey, this could be my company in the United States for a little while, you know what I mean?
Yeah, why not make a home in ECW?
And get
Right.
back to the business.
Yeah,
As you should.
and the ECW also is a good spot to be like half in Japan, half in the States. It could allow you to have a home in both. Whereas the big companies would, WCW and WWF, you have to be working for them full time. They're not going to allow you.
Back in them days, it changed a little bit afterwards.
Right. So then afterwards, Raven came out, and Williams challenged him to an ECW title match, and Raven accepted, and we were off to the jump there. They went to the brawl on the floor really quick, and Raven hit him right with some chair shots, busted him open pretty good. And Joey was doing, I thought, a great job of putting over Dr. Death, talking about, like we said, all of his All Japan accomplishments, and he's trying to make Raven the star. The whole point of this was to get Raven over by the win over Dr. Death.
Better believe it.
And in doing so, you build up the guy that you beat. So I thought Joey did a really good job of getting that over through his commentary in this match. They had a pretty nice brawl. I thought Raven tried to put him through a table with an elbow drop.
With a half-ass leg drop, elbow drop, whatever.
Scotty, what a pussy with that table.
I'm just gonna have to call it the Raven pussy table bump because he does the same thing. It's like you said, Ollie. It's like half an elbow, half a leg. He's like hesitant.
And 3/4 horrible. half and 3/4 horrible. It is.
No, it seriously is. It's just I don't know. It's a weird.
It's
spot.
funny, and we all have the same note
because it's every Raven match almost that he tries
crazy.
to. Is that just him not fully wanting to commit to like a big bump or what?
No, he's a puss.
Him not wanting to get hurt.
Okay.
Well, not only
Or
that,
not
but
only get hurt, but not make it as easy as possible.
But is
Okay.
it also him not like trying to make it look reckless?
No.
Like
No. Because in certain matches, there's one time when I seen him over the top, he got thrown over the top rope through a table, and I knew it was him trying to make a point in the match. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
well, yeah, I'm
hardcore.
just trying to like maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I'm just thinking like, is he thinking like he's not supposed to be graceful going through a table? Like, is it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to look
I'm
kind
not
of
saying
like.
it's got to look graceful. I'm just saying pick a damn move there.
No, because everybody used to give him shit, and he would have said that then.
I got it.
He's like, he was a great star.
And knowing him, he would have at least came up with an excuse then.
Stars in my
you're right.
eyes.
Hack never looked graceful doing anything off the top rope, but you can tell what it was at least.
We'll get
Well,
into that
yeah.
in your match with Devon.
Yeah,
but
at least a flip bump.
this Raven and him were brawling outside. Raven was bleeding from a Dr. Death chair shot. I thought Raven's selling in this match was really good too. I thought he was really trying to put it over.
Well, dude, if you're not going to sell for Dr. Death, dude,
He's
you're going
gonna
to get
make
the
you
shit
sell.
beat out. Yeah, seriously. I'll be like, yo, dude, you know who the hell dude, what year is this? 94?
97.
Dude, he's still a beast. You see his like body, how he's like straight keg from the top of the legs to his neck.
Straight keg.
It's like a keg, dude. He's a man bear pig.
He's a man.
That's a man bear pig to me, that dude. Oh, and in '90, forget about it, dude. He was probably the baddest man in the business.
I thought this was really fun. They did a couple of cool near falls, and then out comes the BWO with your mom guys and you, Ty.
I was like, wait, that's me.
Yeah, wait, I'm watching myself. Oh my god! You guys did a spot with you guys were rocking BWO shirts. Williams then throws Raven out onto the BWO, and then Stevie is trying to offer him to join the BWO, and then he refused, and then Stevie just hit him with a bunch of Stevie kicks, and then I love the no sell of those. I loved how he just kept getting up.
back up. Yeah.
That just only put him over, and you've already put the Stevie kick over in the night by having Ricky Morton lose to it, so it's not like, it's not a finish. You're not burying the finish. This is just Dr. Death being a bad motherfucker.
Well, no, it's you giving it. He finished a guy with it, and now it takes 3 to fucking put Dr. Death
Yes.
down with it, you know, so it puts that, you know, it's like Dr. Death ain't Ricky Morton.
Yes.
You know, you putting him over
But
like
the
that.
point is, to me, is his kicks. Oh my god, dude, he's like got that Shawn Michaels. Dude, that
Dude,
dude
they're
super
crisp,
kicks,
man.
and he never touched you with it. He would put it like right there, dude.
Yeah, they're crisp.
And you don't do it that many times in a night if you know people ain't gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The third one finally puts him down, and then Raven hits the DDT for the 3 count. Big win for Raven here at this point in 97.
Wait, the third one? I thought he caught his leg on the third one, or was that the series before?
That was...
Yeah, he caught his leg on one of them.
Yeah, he caught one, but then I think he spun around
Like
and
he
kicked
go
him
with-
again.
and then
And
something,
like,
yeah,
and then like
okay.
kicked him again.
Then there was, the third one, and then DDT for the finish. I really enjoyed this match. I'm going to go 3 1/4 stars. Ollie?
2 3/4.
Okay. Hack?
4.
4.
Dr. Death, dude.
Dr.
He's a
Death.
fucking beast.
He is. He's a man bear pig, as you
Yep.
said.
So
Ty-
much respect for that guy.
Ty?
I'll give it a 3.
Okay. Up next on the show.
To the best match on the card, obviously.
Oh, God, here we go. He's putting himself over.
I would never.
I do have to put you over, too, Hack. There is something about you, man, where you're just always in the right place at the right time. It's
called timing.
I know, but, this match is how the Dudley Boys got together as a tag team, and here you are directly involved in it.
Didn't remember any of it.
Okay.
I don't remember
surprised.
any of this match.
Well, after Bubba's
No.
chair shots, I'm not surprised.
Right? You got to keep taking them.
Did you text Bubba and say you're welcome for your career or anything like that?
Shut up. Curse.
This was Devon.
Yeah, you remember the time we crossed the line again?
Yeah.
And I started your career?
And I started your tag team for you. Devon came out first, and then out comes you. You were rocking one of my all-time favorite Sandman fits. You had the Zubaz, you got the white T-shirt with the silhouette shirt, and you got the great Reebok kicks on. You got your hair dyed blonde. I thought this was a peak Sandman fit. era.
Nice. What's the thing in the back?
You had a mullet.
Yeah, the mullet.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a mullet until like 2000.
It was, dude. You were rocking a great swag right there back then. This was a wild brawl, kind of, but
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
jumped me before it even started.
yeah, and
But we had somewhere else to go here. I was wondering why it started like that. I'm like, damn, I'm surprised that's just how our match started. I would have wanted to, if all the other bullshit wasn't going on afterwards, I would have wanted to start with him more in the center of the ring, you know what I mean? But he jumps me, and that's just to get to a place, to get to the next big shit.
yeah,
Literally.
he throws you into the barricade, and you do your signature
Flip bump.
Your signature flip bump. Do you remember the first time you took that signature bump, or where you came up with that? How or?
It was probably in the
Did you
ladder in the
trip and then
corner.
you're like, oh, that looked pretty good.
That's a very good possibility.
Oh, that looked pretty
Oh
good.
shit, that worked out.
You guys brawl outside of the ring. You're taking a couple of chair shots, and you try to.
He's not hitting me hard enough.
He's not for ECW. You try to get out the table and do your signature suplexing of the table onto him spot, and both times you tried to go for it, it kept hitting the fucking.
Okay, because he kept getting up. And I don't want to nail him with the thing. He's supposed to stay the fuck down. That's why I did it once, went over, popped him. I'm like, dude, stay down.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want, and so I know I'm not going to bonk him on the head with the thing. So that's why I steered a little bit over to the ring post.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this is you being a safe wrestler, taking care of your
Dude,
opponent.
I
out there.
never heard anybody. You will never hear unless a cane shot's okay, dude, but nothing else I've ever heard anybody anytime ever.
Okay. This was like just a regular ECW brawl. I enjoyed it for what it was. And then you in the ring, it was a cane shots, and then a DDT. You did your. I love the apron. You have them draped over. You do your leg drop over
My
on the outside.
half-ass Van Damme spin, leg up.
We'll get to Van Damme later for that.
Did you take that for? Did you see Van Damme do that and be like, "Well, I can do half of that"?
That
No, Hack always did that.
Yeah,
How'd you come up with that one, dude?
just to try to do something that I ain't seen anybody else do.
But you're sneaky athletic, you know? You're like, hey, wow, okay.
Yeah, Hack started it, Van Damme perfected it.
No,
Yeah.
but back in the day, I could literally run, jump over the top rope, not touch it, and land on my feet outside the ring.
Well, you
And,
used
like,
to do that. You used to run and jump and cane people on the outside.
This was the first time I ever did that spot.
Yeah. The finish of the match, you DDT'd him, and then you did another leg drop on a chair.
Oh, once I DDT'd him, I'm like, oh, this shit's going to happen now. And I just know that, you know?
Right.
And I didn't expect it that early either.
Yeah. I enjoyed it for what it was as a match, but we'll get into the post-match here, and then we'll give our star rating. So then Joel Gertner came
Oh,
out.
wait a minute. All right, first I got outside when it first started. Devon hesitated with the chair, and I had to kick him. And did you guys see how quickly I got like a cat to the top rope?
Yeah, you're an athlete, man.
Dude, I shocked myself there. I was like, boom, up on the inside, doot, 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 boom.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
"Oh,
it's like that good-looking chick that wears baggy pants, and then she finally wears something like good-looking. Like, yeah, there's an athlete underneath all that, you know. Like
see
underneath
Under
the
that
Zubaz
gut, under
and the,
that gut that you still have right now.
Yeah.
I know, but this just happened since I went on my peanut butter and Fig Newton died.
Joel Gertner is in the ring, and he's saying that Devon actually won via a scoring system.
4-2.
Like, it's just some
That was just to get me to just cane it.
Yeah, right. So then you cane him, huge pop there, and then Devon goes and beats you up, and then Bubba and Spike Dudley run down. It seemed like they were going to stop you, and then Bubba turns heel, sides with Devon, and the Dudleys as a tag team are created. The Dudleys also hit the 3D, I think, for the very first time
yep.
Not
First
on
one.
me.
on
on Spike.
On
Yeah.
Spike, but
Yeah.
it's
Almost
still
broke his neck.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say it looked like a little bit broken neck there. Luckily, Spike didn't.
it's still the very first 3D ever. This is the debut of the Dudleys, and then the
Oh,
gang.
nice. I can say that?
Yes, that's what's cool
You
about
didn't
this
take
one.
it, but
I'll say that fucking next weekend. When
I
I'm
remember
doing
I
Side of the Big
no.
Show.
Hack will be like, I remember I gave him. That
Yeah,
spot.
right. I gave
him
Rhino his finish. Straight shoot.
Yeah.
Gave the Dudleys their finish.
The gangsters run in, trying to save you guys, and then
Great pop.
huge pop again.
I just wish the music.
I know if you ever get a chance,
When you
steal.
see the crowd's like banging, like boom, they're up on their feet right here.
Yep. The gangsters got the better of things, but then they got beaten up, and now you got the Dudleys.
Now it's just a straight little mosh going on, right? Like you don't really know what's like going to happen right here.
I look. I thought for an angle for everything about this, and if you look historically and see what was accomplished here with this segment, it's awesome. It's great. It's fantastic. The match between you and Devon, nothing
It's
spectacular.
not supposed to be.
Exactly.
That's not what anybody's going to remember.
No.
And the one thing that to me it was, I know I got to put these guys over. You know what I'm saying? But the best way I can put them over is by staying carnage in the ring. Not rolling the hell out on the outside that nobody could see you. I wanted to lay after I did the ping pong between Devon with the cane, Bubba with the chair, like 3, 4, however many times it happened. I didn't want to be touched after that. I just wanted to lay there and be freaking dead and sell for those guys.
Which you did. I mean, you did
But
great.
until Devon, Bubba came over and hit me on that head with the last 6 inches of the stick, the idiot. Yeah, Bubba didn't know how to take care of you with the cane, but he's not supposed to. He would always hit.
Devon did.
Yeah, Devon did, but Bubba would always hit me with the last 6 inches. I'm like, dude, that's a fucking baseball bat. It really is.
I got to ask you, Hack, I know you're good friends with Bubba. Do you have any Devon stories, any memories with Devon? Anything?
Just Devon was super affable, you know what I mean? He let Bubba be the blah guy, you know what I'm saying? And Devon would just go about his business.
Yeah, I mean, great career in his own right, and certainly the work he did as well with the Dudley Boys. I know Bubba obviously is, he's the more vocal one of the tag team, but Devon, man, the accomplishments in his career, right there alongside with Bubba, and their success throughout the business and years in it is certainly somebody like we all know about the Dudley Boys.
Say something?
Yeah.
No, and it's not like and I'm not gonna this isn't like a knock on Bubba, but Devon was always like a little bit more like, to me, like when I was younger, he was, I don't know, maybe because he had kids, I don't know if he had the kids at the time or whatever, but he was like
Changes you.
Yeah, he was like a little bit more like, you know, like, Bubba wasn't not friendly, but I don't know, he was just a little bit more, you know,
I do. He's loud.
like,
Just smoking.
yeah, like Bubba was a little bit more like more
And he had
reserved.
great ideas.
Yeah, Devon was a little bit more like outgoing and like everything like that. At least like from my perspective
you're right.
back then.
Yeah. Overall, for the entire segment, I'm gonna be a mark here. I'm gonna give it 4 stars for the whole segment. Everything. Ollie,
Half a star.
half a star.
I'm just kidding. No, I'll go 2 3/4.
Okay, Hack.
Since I found out it was the Dudley's first 3 days, it's a 5.
That's it.
It's a freaking 5, dude.
There you go, Ty.
In its entirety, due to the conception of the Dudleys, I will give it a 4.
All right, hold on, Tosh. Now, Spike went after the Dudleys after Bubba joined with Devon. Now, what was that about? Why was the Spike part of it? Why did Spike start
was
beating
with
up the 2?
So Spike was with Bubba, and he went out there with Bubba to help you and go after Devon, but then Bubba turned and went with Devon, and Spike didn't like that. Spike was a part of that.
All
so
right.
that's where
Okay.
that.
You got all
know,
the Dudley infighting, and then Bubba and Devon are together, and they're
like Bubba went to the dark side, and Spike was still like the good. You know.
they're pretty much at Spike's neck the entire time they're in ECW from this point on. Like I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember him fighting him more than fighting with him.
Absolutely.
Always.
They-
Yeah,
Them
always.
putting him through the fire on the table and all that shit, dude. They'd be down at him.
and
It was Spike and X versus the Dudleys. Like
Yes.
always, it was Spike and
Was Bubba
so-and-so.
throwing Spike last week or a couple
Yeah.
shows ago into the freaking
Yeah.
crowd? Shit, yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't. Were they ever together?
in WWF. Yes, they were together.
I'm talking about Spike in
ECW?
Spike. Yeah.
Or like early.
No, not that I can remember. And Spike was a great foil for them too. Like he was the perfect guy to take a lot of big bumps, big spots, and he could.
And when he needed to be hot, he could be hot. And his shit, you know what I mean? Boom! All he's got to do is knee you, and they grab you by the neck, go to the corner. You know what I mean? His hot's damn good.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. If you ever needed somebody to go against the Dudleys, it was Spike and just pick another guy.
Right, that's all you,
You know,
need.
like
There you go.
Just, it didn't have to like. There was never like another like tag or whatever the hell there was. It was Spike and Dreamer, Spike and Axel, Spike and New Jack, Spike and whoever.
It didn't
I
matter.
never really
Yeah.
thought about it. I never really thought about it that like Spike was a Dudley, but he really wasn't a Dudley.
He kind of wasn't, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. He was always their foil. Up next on the show, this was the ECW World Tag Team Title match between the Eliminators and RVD and Sabu. And man, look, these are some matches where when I was a kid, I think I absolutely loved, and I don't know if I absolutely love this anymore because this was just it's hard to look at this like a real match because it's just a ton of spots and there's not really heat section in the match.
It's a bunch. Honestly, I was disappointed as well.
Yeah.
Like going into it, I thought I was expecting like a lot more.
I used to love these matches between Eliminators and RVD Sabu, and I'm not.
And it was just a bunch of like bullshit. Like it was just it was just not all there at all. It was a mess.
And it was long. How long
It
was
was
this match?
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
It
This
was
is-
way too long.
right. And it was like the one we watched a couple weeks before where they were going to like the extra time, and that one was long. And I'm like, are the Eliminators RVD Sabu matches really just a time and
Not
place
what we
thing?
thought. Like not what we thought because it was just a bunch of bullshit. Like it was never came together at any point. Like there was a couple spots here and there where they would do some like tag shit, like tandem spots and like shit like that. But it was like, hey, we're gonna go into a tornado tag, and then hey, we're gonna go back out on the apron, and then hey, we're gonna go to tornadoes, and like there was no cohesiveness to the match like whatsoever. Like you said, it was just a bunch of random fucking spots like thrown in together. That and I don't know.
I respect and love the athleticism and the effort in this match. Like,
Sure, 100%.
Nobody phoned this match in, right? Like, it wasn't like a.
Yeah.
But it was just like I don't even know how I can give this a star. I was blown away at points by some of the athleticism and some of the spots, obviously, because it's RVD, Sabu, and Perry is right up there as far as like athletic spot stuff as Sabu is. But this one just, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. I was kind of...
I just caught myself watching and being like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Like,
I was underwhelmed as a match structure from it. So, what do you think, Ollie, about this?
I totally agree with you guys. Like, I love all the spots that they did, but it never, like, came together.
Yeah.
at all.
It was just like, you guys are doing good spots and, like, good double team moves, and, like, that's cool, but to me, there was just no cohesion.
No, and I really think I used to love these matches too. So obviously everything has a time and place. Like maybe in 1997 versus what the rest of the wrestling world was giving you, this was groundbreaking. This was revolutionary. This was something you got to see and you got to watch, and it was really interesting. But watching it now in 2025, I'm not. What did you think of this? Watching it over?
Obviously, the same thing you guys do, because when it's so obvious. And I'll even give you the spot when I knew it was so obvious. In the beginning, the Eliminators are beating up RVD in his corner. They go to shoot him directly across into his own freaking corner for a spot. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And right then I started really critiquing it in my head. I'm like, this is a freaking mosh, freaking blah.
Clusterfuck, like,
Yeah, totally. And it was like, and I could see the guys, it was so bad that, like, Rob's trying to get this spot in, but Perry's not trying to get the same spot in with him. You know what I mean? And then there's a little fumble and a punching and kicking and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And that happened the whole match. The only thing to me, all right, how many great kicks were in that match, dude?
A lot.
There was some, like, and they weren't even like super kicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes could kick every single one of them. So the kicks were right on. Rob kicked Perry's head off with the chair.
with the Van Terminator.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Holy shit. And I'm like, dude, that's why I tell you stories about Rob Van Dam. He will kick your freaking head off in the ring.
It's funny because like Perry like nonchalant was like holding it, and Van Dam just smoked the chair right into his face. Like, so bad.
But I like the finish. Now, do you remember the finish where freaking, what's his name? I got Sabu's going for the triple jump, but Perry sits up, replaces him with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
That was really good and was really tight at the end of the game. So yeah. It was a monster mash, but they brought it home at the end.
And they did have some good spots. Like they
They
did
had
have some
plenty
good
of good
spots,
but it was like
just
out of nowhere.
Right.
They didn't
It
make a
was- yeah.
reason for any of it.
Yeah.
They never broke down. This is a perfect match for a highlight reel that they show on like Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? Oh, this is what happened last week. It was the total shits, but we're going to make it look great in this 45-second pack.
Right.
Absolutely. If you gave me a 90-second clip package of this match,
I'd be like, this is a fine. I'd be like,
How
I
did I miss this?
I have to watch this back.
I'm going to buy this videotape, Paul. And I think the fans in the arena liked it. Like, I don't think it got shit on.
No, and I think the fans in the arena were behind it because of the good spots that they did and the exciting spots that they did, but
It would have been a lot better if these guys had an editor or an agent or somebody laying out their match with them so that they could come and get it. But,
No, dude,
but
it's
you
not
can't
that.
because it's Sabu.
It's not that.
What is
It's
it?
those guys don't have a they probably had. How many matches have they had before this?
Eliminators and RVD
Yeah, it
Sabu?
did look like to me a lot.
A couple at this point. Like they had been working a little bit at this point. I don't know. This match overall, though, the finish was a total elimination of RVD.
It's just people were on different pages here.
Yeah,
No,
completely.
everybody wasn't on the same
Yeah,
page at all ever.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you had an editor, if you had
Yeah, but you should be on the same goddamn page. You probably talked for fucking 45 minutes at least. A couple, like during the day when you're putting together a match, it's like, hey, you guys are working together. well, let's come up with the finish for the finish. Then you get the finish together, and then the one guy's like, hey, my wife's calling me. We'll get back to it. You know what I mean? Because you always start at the end. Nobody starts a match from the beginning unless you're like the first day in the business. You will, because how can I tell you what I'm going to do in the beginning if I don't know what's going to happen in the end? That's how wrestlers freaking look at things, and it's obvious, and it makes sense. If you're writing a movie, you better have the finish before you write the first fucking chapter. You know what I'm saying? So these guys definitely went over this for a while to get all the shit that they got in. Also makes me think that they went over this for an hour easy between all four of them.
And this is what
You don't do that much stuff without talking about it that much.
They had worked a bunch of times before this, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is not a bunch, but a couple. So yeah,
Enough
like
to
you
work
said.
at the kinks maybe a little bit,
100%,
but
yeah.
I don't know how I can even give this a star rating, because like part of me is like, yes, the athleticism and the spots were fantastic. The work in this was bad though. I'm gonna have to go like 1 star on it.
No, it's not the work in it. It's the presentation of it.
Okay, you're right.
You
It's
know
not
what I
the
mean?
work.
It's the presentation.
What-
Nobody was in charge.
1 star is what I'm giving it. Ollie?
I'm going 2.5 because I like the spots, but if it was more cohesive, it could have been a 5 for sure.
Hack?
For that amount of talent in the ring, that was like a 1.
Yeah, I'm going 1.
Yeah, and that's not, like, and again, it's not like I love all these.
Dude, the
I love
greatest wrestlers can have a shitty match.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
literally.
No, it's true.
Like-
It's true.
especially from those 4 dudes and how talented they are. Like, we all know how
Dude,
talented
a couple
those
months
dudes are.
ago, I said I didn't like a Will Ospreay and MJF match.
Right.
I never thought I'd say that in my life.
Right, like,
But you didn't.
dude,
You didn't like it. It's fine. It's just a wrestling.
Yo,
match.
but Jesus, don't give us 20 minutes of shit. Give us
Dude,
14
honestly,
and a half.
I was looking to like fast forward, and then I saw like a ladder come in. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me go back.
And
then
because
I'm
some
like-
of the ladder spots were so stupid.
and then he sets the ladder on top of the table
Yeah.
and trying to get on top. I'm like, holy fucking
Yeah,
shit!
what the
I'm
fuck?
like,
And then he spins it around.
Yeah.
Even Sabu Van Dam had problems getting the table into the ring at once.
yeah, it
yeah.
wasn't good.
Come on, guys.
Van Damme couldn't close the legs on the goddamn table.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude.
Dude.
And then he gets it in the ring, and then the legs close on themselves. I don't know if you noticed that.
You can't really blame. I would blame Sabu. Wouldn't screw up that spot that much if it was himself. But Van Dam always had Fonzie to say, get the tables
Yeah,
in
but
and all
not
that
even at
stuff.
that point then. Like, Fonzie, he never had Fonzie yet.
Yeah, he wasn't Fonzie yet.
And same with Sabu.
Yeah, so no wonder Van Dam blew at it.
Well, yeah, Sabu saw
It might
Van
have been
Damme
the
struggle,
first
and then he
table he
just
touched.
grabbed it and threw it over the
Yeah,
top. He's like,
yeah.
yeah, fuck it.
Hack, you should really teach a class down at the Performance Center on just how to put tables in a ring. Like, they should bring you down for a seminar, and you should teach the
How to
kids.
handle all this shit.
Yeah, you're gonna
Dude,
be
the table only weighs like maybe 10, 15 pounds. You come in, as long as you grab it in the center. Everybody wants to grab it by an end. You gotta grab it by the center so it balances itself. Then it's so much easier to manipulate.
Hey, you guys want to get lunch? No, sorry, I got debauchery 101 with Sandman. Like,
great class. Up next, Tommy Rich taking on Terry Funk. This is really cool
This
to see
is the
this.
greatest thing ever.
I absolutely love this match, man.
I did too.
I just loved it.
I did too.
It was to see this match take place in ECW, and just to hear everything you've told
All
me.
right, so Ollie, freaking Tommy Rich. I know you've heard about him or whatever, but Tommy Rich is NWA World Champion. Or like maybe probably for a couple different years at this point has been the top baby face in the industry in the United States. Total freaking baby face. He comes here and they start chanting, "You fat fuck." You fat fuck. He was fatter than anybody's ever seen
He
him.
was fat.
And you know he's going to be the heel because he's going out there against Terry Funk.
Right.
Right.
Terry Funk
You know
is
what I
just,
mean? I could ask Tommy Rich how many times he's worked as a heel too. I
He's-
probably asked him it before though.
he's just super over here. Terry Funk is super over. And they are booing Rich out of the building. And they just start this one off in the crowd, brawling around there. And Rich is like jaw-jacking with fans the whole time, too.
He knows how to get heat.
Yeah.
Get personal with somebody.
It's perfect. And I think I don't know how quickly he was busted open in this one too outside.
Super quick.
Do you think was he somebody hack who had like scar tissue so he could easily like just bleed right away?
But not like Abby could like smack his head and get it. You know what I mean? But
Not only that, and he's got the white hair. Like
exactly.
So he knows
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks totally great. I told you guys that's who I wanted to be when me and Dreamer did the angle where he hits me and I'm supposed to be blind. And I tell Nancy, I'm like, then I'm gonna roll out under the thing and I'm gonna bleed throughout the crowd. She's like, no, you're not. And then she gave us the end to it where those two look at each other and it becomes like a shoot. But I wanted to be Tommy Rich because he would do that blood and then just go out through all the crowd and bleed on everybody.
Yeah. I mean, Rich is just like a great Southern worker. I mean, he could clearly do babyface. We all know that based on his 80s run.
Well, now it's a little hard for him because he ain't got the weight, the bulk.
He can't be babyface.
Yeah, right.
He's got to heel it up. And I thought he did a great job of working heel in this match with Terry Funk.
So you're working with Terry. Come on.
Right. And then he gets to work. Funk went after him with some chair shots on the outside, working his leg over a little bit. And then Rich gets him.
Forgot about the leg immediately. It was all heat for Terry, and then Tommy got the heat on him.
Yes.
But I mean, Tommy was putting the heat on Terry, and he forgot all about his leg cell.
I love how the fans were in the crowd and they were stopping Rich from like taking chairs from them because they love Terry Funk so much. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, but you gotta watch when Terry's out in the crowd originally with them, and a guy holds up a chair for Terry to push Tommy's face in. Tommy pushes it, but he gives that chair a nice elbow and fucking knocks the guy down. Because he wants him to feel like he's like,
like this is legit. I can't pussyfoot his face into it.
Exactly. Yeah, right out there. So he leveled the dude.
That fan's probably still telling that story to this day.
I would.
Yeah, sure.
It's like one of those things where you do it for the fan in the audience, and he's going to be remembering that one forever.
He's like, and I could hear Tommy that said, "This stupid motherfucker put a chair up."
Rich
Tommy's great. I love that dude.
Rich gave Funk a bunch of DDTs, and then he gave it to the ref as well.
2 that's what I'm like.
And then, I think the crowd is ready to like fight him at this point too. He's gotten some really good heat, and Funk keeps firing back up, and they're trading punches.
Classic Terry
on their knees too.
Anywhere on the planet, that's classic Terry.
I love fighting up from your knees. Like that's just a great visual comeback right there.
They all do it now too much though. And then they throw that knee to your face, you know what I mean? Everybody's doing that same spot.
Right, this was a little less contrived.
The knee to the back of your head like the one Japanese doing too.
This was a little... correct. Yes.
I got one right.
There you go. You got one right.
Yes!
The Kinshasa. The Nakamura. There you go. Johnny Drama. He gets the name right. He's so happy with himself when he does.
Dude, I'm an idiot.
There you go.
I am an idiot.
Rich was trying to take Terry Funk out with the spinning toe hold, and then Funk survived, and then he puts on his own one for the finish.
Those were kind of comical. The way that they were like fucking with each other's leg, like you could. It was like just kind of like but
you got to understand that a spinning toe hold was you were winning that match in less than like 15 seconds. 1, 2, third one, lock it down. You're giving up back and then to that spinning toe hold.
Oh, I know, but like for me watching it, like I'm not used to it. Like I was like, this is fucking comical right now. Like both of them just like going, and I'm like. To me, at first, I thought they were like failed figure fours. I'm like, what? I'm like, these guys,
dude. Honestly, I thought Tommy Rich was going for the figure four when he first won. He put on.
I'm like, are these guys keep fucking up the figure four? Like, what the fuck's going on here? At first, I was like so fucked out, and then like I realized it later. But I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
All right, and now when Terry finished him with the figure four, did anybody notice anything?
The spinning toe hold, you mean? No, what
didn't give.
No, on the figure four, I thought,
it was the spinning. It was the spinning toe hold, is what he won with.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's the spinning toe hold. Does anybody remember anything about the spinning toe hold that was a little bit off?
No,
not off, but
I thought that I didn't see Tommy give, and the ref called it. But that was just, did anybody else think that?
Now the only thing is he just kicked Rich and then he celebrated.
Funk had it on the right leg.
Oh.
He had him on his right leg.
He did have it on the right leg.
You damn right he did, and you don't do that in America.
Oh.
You can do that in Japan and shit like that. That's okay. Yeah, but he had it on the right leg.
Interesting. I didn't even notice that. Wow.
The little
When
things.
you saying that, I notice it now, like visually looking at
All
it.
right,
But
so everybody that's like listening, I'm not like telling you anything
gotta
that
understand.
other people haven't told you. But it's you work the left side of the body. That's when everybody shoots somebody in the ropes. It's left hand on left hand. Everything's left side of your body, so you should screw up much less than the ring. Because you can imagine if everything's not to the left, then it could be you could just keep screwing up and
it's
screwing
easily
up.
misconstrued. Like you grabbing this, you know what I'm saying?
So
But-
am I going left for this spot, right for this spot, left for this spot, left for this one?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Because people call 6, 7, 8 things in a row right now.
No, it's all standard procedures, like the left side.
Yeah,
and
Left
so
right
is
stay on the
uniform.
left side.
Left
Yeah.
is uniform. Okay.
But like if you're throwing a clothesline, it's okay because you're not like a duck to clothesline or even an actual clothesline. Because some guys, I mean, listen,
a
if you
hip
shoot me
toss
into the
and shit.
ropes and it's a clothesline, however you're standing, I know where I'm bumping. You got your left arm out, your right arm out. I know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? But back in the day, it was always, if you were throwing that clothesline, you were throwing it on your left arm, on his left side of his body.
There you go.
That to shoulder.
I know we
Take
got
a
a couple.
tackle, everything.
We got a couple of aspiring wrestlers who listen in. The one guy in Memphis, he met us a couple weeks ago. I hope you're taking notes right now while Hack's breaking all this down for you. For this match, though, I really, really enjoyed this one. I thought it was super fun seeing these two guys work in the arena.
Oh, it seemed like it's always shorter than I think, so I'll say 17.
10:45.
That's it?
They jammed a lot in that time. They did.
Damn, wow, it definitely felt a lot longer
I
than
thought
that.
they were outside for like 3 minutes, like to start.
They-
Yeah,
they-
it definitely felt a
And
lot
then they
longer
were
than
outside again. Didn't
Yeah.
they do it twice?
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Damn.
I'm gonna go 3.5 stars for it. Ollie.
I'm going 3 because Terry Funk's in it.
All right, there you go. A little funk inflation for you. Hack, what do you give this
Funk
one?
inflation.
11.
11 stars.
It's funky Tommy Rich. I mean, come on.
Ty, what do you give this one?
I'll give it a 3.
3 stars. Up next on the show, this was the main event between the triple threat. The ECW World TV Champion Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and Bulldozer Brian Lee taking on taking on the Pitbulls with Tommy Dreamer. This match, 6-man tag. Man, I enjoyed this one too. I thought it was a chaotic, fun brawl, man. I really, really enjoyed this one. This was set up because Douglas injured Pitbull number 1 by breaking his neck, and so the babyfaces are trying to get revenge here. And then Triple Threat are trying to just take them out for good. I really, I know you guys always rip on me for enjoying the Pitbulls. I enjoy the hell out of the Pitbulls as a tag team. As babyfaces back then, these guys, Ty loves
I never ripped on you for ripping on my boys.
Ty loves ripping on me for loving
Paulie
the Pitbulls.
didn't love him.
I do.
Yeah, see, yeah, you guys. It
Paulie
was
didn't
not
love
intended at you, Hack.
I don't
I'm
rip on
buying
you
you
for loving the Pitbulls. I rip on you for loving the dog collar
Dog collar
match.
match, okay. That's a
Even though it's a
fantastic
good match, but
I'm buying you a Pitbull unitard.
That'd be horrifying. Hack almost just did a spit take. I think he's
gonna spit out his 99 bananas.
The Tosh with the ripped up unitard Pitbull.
We'll get you a dog collar and everything.
Oh, there was no way I was spitting out 99 bananas. If it was water, it'd have been all over the place.
The crowd wanted Pitbull 1 to break Douglas's neck for revenge. So this was just a wild brawl. I thought these guys did a really great job of having that controlled chaos we talk about with ECW sometimes.
The worst part is the camera wasn't catching enough of what you're supposed. You know what I'm saying? There's so much shit going on in this match.
Right.
You know what I
there's
mean? And you're
there's
just
only so much
missing-
production that you have.
Right, for back in the day. So
It's meant for the crowd.
That
That's
was
it, yeah.
pissing me off.
Yeah, it's ECW. It's not today's camera work. If they were to have this match with WWE or AEW's production, where they have a giant camera shoot with multiple camera people, it would have been a lot better. But it's just for what it was, time and place.
No, dude, I think for the people that are in this match too, it the layout of the match kind of suits the people that were in it, because I mean the Pitbulls can work in the ring a little bit, but you're not gonna do tackle, drop down, hip toss with Candido with. Like the Pitbulls,
no,
and they're trying to get revenge.
You could if you're Tops think so.
Yeah, but you're not that's not really what you're going for, especially with the whole angle going. So it's just supposed to be a fight.
Yeah, but it is all right, good point that you ended that with. It is just a fight, but yes, that's exactly where, if you were breaking it down, if there wasn't so much heat about it, it would have been broken down to like Candido start with Gary, tackle, drop down, hip toss. But since the way they started, hopefully you're past that point. But I see some crazy shit like Ty says. We're doing like a 6-way, but all right, for 20 minutes. Well, let's break down to a tag match. The last 3 minutes of it. But the best bump of the night was Candido. So, they're in control, but they're not in control. It's the first time they put the guardrail up in the corner. They shoot Candido in. He comes out, and then Gary or Anthony hit him with something, and it was so fluid. He was like, boom, hit his feet, boom, over the top rope outside. It was great.
Yeah, I love that. And then Shane
Candido was on, right? That you guys got to understand how good he was. And he went to WWE with, and his only problem was the girl.
Right.
He's the kind of guy that would still be an agent up there now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but dude could bump. He was great.
He could.
I would have liked to see this match start for maybe a couple minutes in the ring, straight, and then you take it to where it was going to go.
I think you could have if you weren't with so much of the heat for the angle with the neck and everything.
Yeah.
But because of that, you had to get right
dude,
away.
And that heat was like real heat. They thought that, dude, it's so crazy. Like me with the blind angle, that dude. When Shane grabs freaking Gary, whatever that is, he grabs
Halo.
Dude, I should have had a halo on. I broke my neck right around this time. I easily could have had that freaking halo with screws actually screwed into your freaking head. You know what I'm saying? That's like real shit.
Dude, when Shane threw him down, that was like serious vitriol.
It was one of those things where you're in so much shock you can't even talk.
Yeah.
Dude, the gasp pop is whatever. The gasp, G-A-S-P, oh shit! That's the pop that I used to live for. And I would think about that, like setting up my spots. I want them to be like, did I really just see that happen? Oh my god, that was the greatest thing I just saw.
That's so crazy.
It's a gas pop, dude. It's the greatest.
The thing I love too about ECW, for as smart as the crowd was, whether it was the blinding angle or this stuff with the neck, the smart mark crowd was still able to get worked in wrestling. And like, nobody is too smart to get worked in wrestling. You could be the smartest fan group out there, and there's still enough of people in that crowd that are still, like you said, going to be gasping or thinking maybe this part is real of this show, or maybe there's some real heat here or something like that. So it's always interesting to me when wrestling fans that, the ECW
storytelling, man.
Well, I mean, how deep did you go into actually selling that you were blind?
Well, dude, which I didn't want to do. We did the blind angle.
But I'm saying you can't be showing up to the fucking arena. Fans are already out there, and
I was the last person there.
You know,
and I
I'm
could
saying,
come in the
that's
back.
what I'm saying. Like, how deep did you really go?
Well, yeah, and then Paul, he's like, oh, he didn't leave his house for a month. There was nobody had. Hey, you have to understand something.
You didn't always have a computer in your pocket.
And that's what it was. You know what I mean? So at least Paulie puts me over for that. But it was one show to the next. So every 3-4 weeks we were doing the arena.
Yeah. Back to this match. The Pitbulls were.
Back to this. He always rolls us right back in.
I gotta bring us back out of the water here for this one.
It's gotta get a star rating for the Pitbulls.
We gotta get a star rating for this. Douglas and Candido were brawling with the Pitbulls. They did a couple chair shots. I like the
horrible chair shots.
I like the triple rude awakenings, which I thought that was a cool spot. And then Rick Rude, you hear him show up in a mask, and he's talking trash on Triple Threat.
And that voice.
And they know immediately. They're like, rude,
that shit.
like. And he's like, you don't know who I am.
Yeah, you knew who you. Come on. I thought that was kind of funny that he was even under a mask at that point. Like, what's the
I know,
point?
but he had to because of a Lloyd's of London deal.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the last guys, so a lot of people don't know that there was a bunch of guys. Lloyd's of London used to be, is still there, is a huge like insurer that was in England. And they had this bright idea to start insuring wrestlers' careers. So they think they could charge the guy like $250,000 a year if the guy's making a couple million for insurance. But what they didn't realize is what criminals us wrestlers really are. And next thing you know, they signed 25 guys, and 10 of them in the first like 2 years have said, "Oh, I got hurt, I can't work anymore." Have the doctors say that they can't work anymore, and Lloyd's of London had to pay the contracts off.
Great little wrestler scam there.
Better believe
you gotta
it,
love
too.
it.
Road Warrior, Hawk did it. Rude did it, but he couldn't come back till a certain amount of time. That's why he was on the thing. And Paulie's like, "Don't worry, nobody will know it's you. Come on,
Throw a mask on you.
Just throw a mask
You're
on.
right." And how he fucking convinced Rude of that is, I don't even know.
Throw a mask on and spank Francine here. So that's.
Oh, and he
I would
whacked
do
her.
Yeah, he
Dude,
did.
he whacked her like 5 times.
Yeah, he
I can't
did.
wait to talk to her about it, but I got to be with her in the hotel room.
Rick Rude spanking Francine.
Won't be the only spanking. Don't
Then the story is.
Yeah, that's when she goes in for a morning shower.
Oh God! This guy, such a dick. Douglas, the idea was.
I love you, Fran. You know me and her have never had sex. Oh, believe me, that ain't my choice. That chick's a beast.
Plenty of times in your head. Just never
Oh,
God.
dude, yes.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
are you kidding me? I
Douglas,
don't even need porn anymore on my phone.
Just watch Cross the Line again.
crossing the line again, spotted Rick Rude.
I am an ass man, but she didn't really have a good ass.
Sorry,
Oh,
yes,
God.
man. No Billy Gunn.
The finish of the match was a table was out there. Pitbull 2, Powerbomb Pitbull 1 threw Douglas on the table to pick up the win. This was an absolute wild brawl. I
That gave
enjoyed.
Tasha Chubb.
I got Shane's chair shot backwards. He hit somebody backwards with the chair.
Yes.
Sounds
I
about
think
right.
it was Anthony on his knees. I'm like, dude, how many years you been in this career and been in this, and you're going to hit a dude with the... You have to understand something, people. The way those, like, if there's padding on a chair, they have, like, these kind of, like, plastic rivets. There's 4 of them that are in, like, a square in the center of where it's attached. So where your anus would be when you're sitting in the chair, there's, like, there's 4, like, kind of like rivets. So they punch in there through the metal, and then that holds them. There's grommets on the other side. I know it's hard to explain. But you can't hit a person with the backside of the chair because one of those things will really screw you up. You're much better with freaking the front side of the chair.
And that is
Nobody hits anybody with the backside of the chair ever.
You should not. You should absolutely not. Overall, for a match, I'm going to give this one 3 stars. I thought it was fun. Ollie?
2.5.
Hack?
Hold on for a second. What's this other note I got right here?
Plunder 101 with it.
Who the hell was Clowny?
Oh, he was...
Jadavion?
Yeah, that's what I got. What? I got a big...
When Beulah jumped on the...
Yeah,
the-
who the frick was that?
I think it was something to do with the Body Donnas with Candido in WWF. His
Yeah, I
tag team.
saw that. I was a little confused with
I
that,
believe
too.
so. We'll have to take a hack check for that for next week.
All
We'll
right.
get back to you on that one.
Oh, so near the finish, Shane's laying on the mat, and there's a chair near him, and they're pulling. I forget who they're pulling into the ring, but Anthony's ass literally fell right on Shane's face. Did anybody see that?
No, I missed that.
It was
must have
right
missed
near
that,
the end. It was great.
An unintentional stink face.
Yeah, there
All
you
right.
go.
Yeah, and then Shane the shit setting up a table.
What do you give it, Hack, star-wise?
These are my boys. Was it Tommy in this match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta give it a 4.
I think Tommy bumped that up a whole star right there. Did he bump it up a whole star? Yeah.
Yeah, that fat fuck.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, dude, because I know that Tommy's the kind of guy that's out there manipulating a lot of this stuff.
Right.
Because you didn't
And he
see
did
him
a lot
in a
of
lot
the
of
work,
it.
yeah,
You know
he-
what I'm saying? So he'll know when the time's right to get to the next section, to start the next section. You know what I mean?
Right. Ty?
2.
2? All right, guys, this was ECW Crossing the Line again. I enjoyed this show. I thought it was a really fun one. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to watch this one, I definitely tell you, check it out. I think it was a fun ECW card with a lot of interesting different matchups.
I was entertained.
Yeah. Next week on the show, we are reviewing Big Apple Blizzard Bash.
Oh, that was stuck in my mind. All right, the
E.
big ass blizzard bat.
Whose ass did I kick on that match?
Wow, Hack, you were in the main event of this one, man.
Big surprise.
You and Too Cold took on the Gangsters in the main event.
Oh, dude, I got some good. Squirt didn't like freaking New Jack.
Okay. Well, we'll hear those stories next week on the pod. As always, send in listener questions to sandmanpod@gmail.com. Please leave us a city and a town. Hack wants to hear from you guys and know who you are, know where you're coming from. Hack, this one is from Jack Kaplan in Denver, North Carolina. Okay.
Denver, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's what it says. I am new to this podcast. Are there any episodes where Hack talks about his first interaction with professional wrestling live in the WWF? Perhaps an incident with an official at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, spring of '79, live on Prism. Hold on, Hack. He also says, we took the bus, L, and subway both ways. We went to school together. I was 2 years ahead of him in school. I believe I took Hack to his first WWF events at the Spectrum. He should remember this event I was talking about. If you were a fan, and Cold
Jack
Cock.
Kaplan?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Jack!
Yeah?
Oh my fucking god, yeah, Jack, how about us kicking in the window of the liquor store after that wrestling show that one night? Jack, get back to me, dude. I love Jack Kaplan. Oh my god, I haven't heard from him in years.
Yeah, well, he said he wrote into the podcast and he said,
That is fucking awesome.
he said
Nice.
if you were a fan and you cold
Wait,
cock.
read what again he said. Give me from the top to the bottom.
Okay, he said, I'm new to this podcast. Are there any episodes where Hacky talks about his first interaction with professional wrestling live WWF? Perhaps an incident with an official at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, spring of '79, live on Prism.
That was me.
And he said,
shit, he said it
he,
to you.
he said we went to school together. I was 2 years ahead of him in school. I believe I took Hack to his first WWF events at the Spectrum. We took the bus, L, and subway both ways. He should remember the event I'm talking about. If you were a fan and cold-cocked an official on his way to the ring, I think you would remember it. You will have to ask him, but I don't know who it was who we hit. Do you remember who you hit? You cold-cocked an official and kicked in a window of a liquor store? What a day.
Oh, that was at the very end, dude. Did he see give a date? Because that was like right near graduation. Because, dude, this is the time, like 2 weeks before this, I blew up an M80 and got caught in the cafeteria. Hoagies flying everywhere.
What were you, Dennis the
Yeah,
Menace?
dude, I don't know. I went crazy in this 2 weeks. I got suspended from high school for 10 straight days, and it was all before. And I would have been suspended for the year, but they always had their all the tests that you take at the end of the year, the last 2 days. So I was allowed in to take like those tests, and I never failed one of them. Didn't even study anyway. But then dude, I remember me carrying the cages with John Studd. I thought that was with Ruben. But yes, this dude is straight shoot. Jack, stay in touch.
Is that Barry's brother?
No.
Oh, different Kaplan?
He used to live the house on Lawrence Road?
Yeah.
He lived like a par 3 behind that house.
Oh, okay.
It-
Towards Loomis.
Yeah, exactly, towards Loomis.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and he lived across the street from this beautiful girl Greg Dolgari married. Jack,
Shout out
stay
Greg
in
Dolgari.
touch. I love you, dude.
Jack.
I miss you, except for you making me kick in that window.
Yeah, Jack, any other good stories you got, bring them on.
Absolutely, Jack. Thank
I know,
you
really.
for writing it,
Oh
brother.
my god, I actually was thinking about this dude a couple years ago.
That's crazy.
Oh, and I talked to Jack. Check this out. I talked to Wani. He did some printing for me, And then and Wani still hangs out with Brian Coffey, who lives not too far from me in Havertown. He lives in like Burmont Road and
Give his
and Route
address
1.
out on the air.
Why don't you? He lives by Burmont Road and Route 1.
Up next,
Guy still shits his pants and everything. Can you get that, Jack? All right, holla.
Doug, the professor, writes in.
Finishing up my show.
He's taking a call.
Is that Jack?
I was plucky.
Taking a call.
What are you
Yo,
laughing
dude, you
about?
giving up my address?
By the McDonald's on Route 1. Here, let's dial it in a little more.
Up next is Doug, the professor from Orangeburg, South Carolina, writes in.
Wait, where did Doug... Oh, he lives in Denver? Dude, Denver's in between...
Jack lives in Denver.
Yeah, I know, and that's not too far. That's fucking easier than Penn State. I think Denver's right by Lancaster.
Denver, North Carolina.
Denver, North Carolina. Yeah, not Denver, PA.
Yeah. Doug writes in, though Hack mentioned WWF gimmicks last week, a lot of the gimmicks were WWF. He's talking about bad gimmicks here. But regardless, I have the ultimate in horrible gimmicks. So
Right,
much that
let's hear. Oh, should we save this for our show for the worst gimmick?
Well, this
scene?
is
But they don't know.
this is his version. Of
This is his version, so it's not ours. So this is different.
Yeah, but I bet you it's going to be pretty damn good.
It's pretty good, I think. I've never heard of this one before. I have the ultimate in horrible gimmicks, so much
Ultimate Warrior?
that I mentioned it in my forthcoming book about wrestling. Oh, he's plugging his book. And more to the point that I think it was only around for like 2 weeks.
his book. He's not plugging his book.
I didn't skim that part of the email. I'll plug your book, Doug.
Wow, I'm begging you to do your job here, Tosh. Jesus.
Friar Ferguson played in high style by journeyman Mark Shaw. He came down to the ring in a brown hooded monk outfit
Ollie, look up Friar Ferguson.
and actually had to wear a name tag around his neck that read monk with a smiley face because, let's be honest, lots of people, including myself at age 12, don't know what a friar even is. He did not talk. His music was a Gregorian chant, and if you want to giggle for how bad it was, the second time he appeared, he confronted Bam Bam and Macho Man on commentary, said, "Oh yeah, I don't think I really understand what this is supposed to be." You can YouTube it.
Oh, God.
Do you have it, Ollie?
Yeah, this is something else.
All right, but the only thing I know, the Friar is, listen to it. Take to it, the Friar, and who's the dude that shoots the arrows in that movie?
The Friar.
Cupid?
No, come on. Freaking Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Friar Tuck.
Friar
He's
Tuck.
the dude
Okay.
that is like your priest and the dude that makes all the beer.
All right, Ollie, give us a little shot here. Friar
Oh,
Ferguson.
that's hilarious.
Oh my God, that is
What's
Wow.
he got in his hand?
A salt shaker? A
Oh,
That's
All
pretty.
right, a scroll for a monk makes sense.
Is that,
Good job, Ollie.
is that a bang stick?
That's pretty good.
There you go.
That's,
a little
that's
bang
pretty.
stick.
That's a pretty terrible
Yeah,
gimmick.
Hack, we asked for the listeners to give us their worst gimmicks and whatever,
He
and you're
followed up.
and you're snoozing on it. You know, give
I'm
them a
not
little.
snoozing on it. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
We're
You
gonna have to
just
watch
you
this
were
Friar
just
Ferguson.
literally doing the snooze.
That was it. That was his suggestion for worst
Oh, it
gimmick.
was only the one dude?
It was only the one, but I think that's pretty good, Doug. And thank you
All
for
right,
being.
well, none of us
know
ever
about it. So that's
what's-
gotta be-
Tell us how long and what does this say under him?
He said he
Like,
was only
what-
around for a couple of.
Was he in NWA, AWA?
I think
I think it was
WWF.
WWF. It was the WWF
Yeah,
gimmick.
WWF. But
Oh,
yeah,
is this the guy that played Mantor?
No, I don't think it was that guy. But
I didn't know.
this guy looks like Bastion
Booger.
Booger. I think kind of.
it is him.
It is Bastion
Yeah.
Booger.
oh, all right, Todd.
I just called it.
See what?
No, Mantar and Bastion Booger are two different guys.
I think I said Bastion Booger before.
Okay.
What are you still looking? What do you want to know?
Do you remember the monk hat?
Well,
They must have done it for like a month or something for a couple shows.
yeah, we'll have to look into this one too.
Yeah,
That's
the shits, dude, but obscure. You get.
It wasn't
for
the shits.
obscure.
We asked for the worst fucking gimmicks, and
It's
he
good.
gave us
Well,
one.
I don't know if it's the worst.
it's up there. I
None
think.
of us knew it. It's pretty
Dude,
fucking
you see
bad.
Mantor?
It's Mantar wins.
See
but-
Bastion the Booger?
You ever
That
seen
wins.
Sandman?
You see?
All right, up next. Up next is
It's killing me. Today.
Vincent. You didn't leave a town, Vincent, but I think you're local through
Loser.
your email. I'm sure you don't remember me, but I used to work on the stage crew and street team when I was 16, 17 years old. I would set up shows at the ECW arena, but it was after ECW had folded. In 2001, you hosted an event with Francine, and I was able to meet you. You allowed me to hang in the back with the rest of the wrestlers, and you and Francine even made sure I got some food. After setting up the chairs, I would usually stay for the event, but would have to sit in the back. You and Francine gave me one of the best memories of my life, and I would like to say thank you.
You're welcome, dude.
Oh, Vincent. You know
Appreciate
Vincent.
you. Yeah, I remember.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you know Vincent. You gave the food to.
You're just a nice guy, Hack.
You and Franny.
No, if he was cool, dude, I don't know.
I'm not
That's just
poo-pooing
how
on
I
it.
am. No,
I
I
know.
know you're not poo-pooing me.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes I just meet somebody and they're like just so real and authentic. Like they're kind of like Pat, you know what I mean? And you can kind of see their aura. You just you want to be around them.
Yeah. Up next, Heart Attack Rick from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey.
What's up, Sandlot Gang? Rick back here, still ticking after another week. This
Atta boy.
this
My
week,
man.
this
Keep it
week's
going.
show.
Still taking. I like that, Rick.
Still
Keep it going,
ticking.
baby. Still ticking on fofos. Still ticking on fofos.
This week's show is one of my favorites, with the birth of my personal all-time favorite tag team, the Dudley Boys. And then there's the super awesome RVD Sabu double ladder spot on the Eliminators. Well, we went over that one. I don't know about
Well,
that.
no, I didn't want the double ladder spot wasn't horrible.
Yeah,
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
Then the best spot on the pay-per-view is when Rick Rude, which by the way looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, lifts Francine's skirt up and
He
smacks
does.
her tight ass. We talked about that.
No, he was wearing black leather though, wasn't
No,
he?
but it
The
does
Gimp?
still look kind of like the Gimp, though.
Kinda
That's
like
a good
Gimp a
call.
little
That's a
bit.
good call,
I
Rick.
agree with you.
Rick, love you, dude.
Man, is Taz an angry little man or fucking what?
Who's saying this?
Rick is saying that.
Heart Attack Rick.
I give this pay-per-view one Balls Mahoney eye rake out of one Ravens table whipper. I like that, Rick. That's great.
How'd you get so funny all of a sudden?
Rick
Great
is-
shit, Rick.
Oh, he's
guy.
loving life right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I beat death. I'm good for a little 50 years.
This week's
Great
question
shit, Rick.
is for everyone. What is your all-time favorite ECW moment? I mean, that's tough, dude. My all-time favorite. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna say.
Sounds like a show.
It does sound like a show. It does sound like a show. Like one single moment. That's tough.
It's going to be your top 5.
Okay, yeah, that's
Something like that.
that's too tough for
That's for something canon.
yeah, that's yeah,
Yo,
We
great
could
idea.
make a show out of that top 5 ECW
Yeah,
moments.
easily.
absolutely. That's a future show there, Rick. So great suggestion.
Can all 5 be me?
Yeah, Ty's putting himself. Yeah, when I came to the ring,
To the acting job tied to
All right. Well, I'll say 4 out of 5 could be him. As long as I'm in the ring with him.
Oh, there he goes. This is gonna be all
There we go.
No, you
Then Ty gives you a hug, then you get Kane, and Ty's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Next
Yeah, I
up,
set it all up.
we're gonna have to do that on a future episode. Absolutely. Up next is Dylan from Owensboro, Kentucky.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a new
That's
one.
too close to the other Dylan.
How you doing, baby?
I'm a huge fan of the podcast. You guys make my work go a lot quicker and give me quite a few laughs along the way.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate that, man.
I also, of course, wouldn't be listening if I didn't love ECW and Sandman. And over time, have even grown to love Tosh, Tyler, and Oliver as well. Over time, man, we
We love you, brother.
We were good from day one, dude.
We love you.
He didn't say that, dude. It takes 50 hours for him to get to feel like he knows you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, for sure. I'm
Like
only
where
kidding.
you obviously know Tosh is way overweight and he needs a Ozempic, right?
Loves the pit bulls.
And I always like, don't worry, the Eagles are gonna win everything.
Anyway, go to my question. You guys have talked about wrestlers wearing boot lifts, and for me, it's always been painfully obvious that Big Dick Dudley wore them and looked to be way too tall because it seemed like he struggled just to simply walk around in them. Not trying to bash since I've never been in the ring myself, and I love him and the character overall, and I know he had the car accident where he broke his leg, but am I the only one who thinks he was god-awful in the ring? Sorry, Big Dick, rest in peace, but except for those couple of moonsaults that took half a business day for you to pull off, you look like a one... You look like a one-legged cat trying to bury turds on a frozen pond out there. Much love from Kentucky.
Wow, this tells how you really feel, dude.
That's some fucking Kentucky fucking insults right there.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh my God! All right, so
that's
one,
good
yes,
shit.
he had the lifters. 2, he knew he wasn't a great worker, and 3, that's why Paul put him in that position. Because honestly, they called Big Dick Dudley, but most of the time, Bubba was bigger than him.
Yeah.
Literally bigger than him. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, even if Bubba wasn't necessarily like taller and height wise, he looks taller in height because of just how much bigger
Hey,
it's like.
how fat Bubba was then. Dude, he's like 350 easily at a couple points early in his career.
Was Big Dick Dudley wearing lifters, though?
Of course.
Of course.
Everybody was.
Everybody was, except for Hack.
Except for
I was going out there in sneakers.
Yeah.
First, I might be the first wrestler to ever do that, too.
What, never wear lifters?
No, go out there in sneakers, you loser. Yeah, and I'm sure Andre didn't wear lifters. I'm sure Giant Baba didn't wear lifters.
You're dropping
Well, I got to get the big dudes in here.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Up next is Ryan from Massillon, Ohio.
How you doing, Ryan?
Massillon, Ohio. Give me something better after that.
He
Where you're
writes us in
closest
all. He
to.
writes us in all the time.
Yeah, he does. Hey, guys. Hope all is good. Question for Hack. In all the years of your wrestling, was there anyone you didn't feel safe with in the ring? And also, what was the most dangerous bump you've taken?
Yes, Brian Knobs, not feeling safe in the ring. And then the other one was me, Sabu. I think we were in Pittsburgh, maybe ladders, tables, and chairs. And there's like a 12-foot ladder in the ring. I lay the table from the ring apron to the guardrail. And I get up on the top, and I'm like, I think it might even be a pay-per-view. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Is that the one that you said you set up for Sabu and he said no?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
I wasn't scared of that one at all. But that one, I went up there and was like, well, you look like a real puss if you go down. Then I just had to, you just had to go.
Do it.
I was like, fuck.
There you go. Up next, this is our last question of the day, and it's a new email. It's Jake from Eugene, Oregon.
From State
How
Farm?
we doing, baby?
There we go. Writes in.
You're the Nike facility?
On a previous
You got a
episode,
pot for him?
on a previous episode, I heard Hack say Balls Mahoney was the smelliest wrestler he ever got in the ring with.
Yeah, but that was just an easy answer.
Okay, he writes in and says, on the flip side, I want to know which wrestler had the best hygiene. We don't really hear a lot about...
There's a lot of guys like Test. Oh my God, he wanted to be primped and proper. Have his nice cologne on. You loser.
Oh, that's your answer's Test?
Yep.
Best hygiene? Okay. There you go, Jake. That's your answer. Rest in peace, Test.
baby.
Really good hygiene. Hack! Before we go, need the can of the week or the toast of the week.
All right, I'm giving the toast of the week to BG because he's coming back.
Yes, sir.
Brandon
Brandon
Graham,
baby.
And I'm giving the cane of the week to the bad call that's coming up in the Super Bowl.
Oh, don't say that. We're gonna
Don't say
when
that.
this comes out
No,
on
I
Monday.
didn't say it's for us or not. I'm just saying there's going to be a bad call.
right.
And it's probably going to be on fucking us against fucking beating up what's his name on a run.
Okay.
Mahomes on a quarterback.
Mahomes.
I don't even like you putting that energy.
No,
in
it's
either.
not. Go Birds. We're
What,
gonna
you
win.
don't think there's going to be a bad call? How about the
Energy.
call? Wait a minute. How about
Quiet.
the call? How about the defensive
Quiet.
interference call with 14 seconds left when they beat us the last time?
Quiet.
It's going to be
negative.
bad call.
Bradbury ain't walking through that door.
What a negative Nelly this guy is right here,
I
man.
don't want to win on a bad call either.
I don't either. I want it to be truly
Right.
earned.
So that's what I'm talking about,
They're
dude.
going to be a bad call. We're going to kick
Well,
their
it was
ass.
on the radio a lot today. They were talking about it and on McAfee a little bit. They're just talking about how bad the refs are.
I agree.
And they are.
They are.
It's like a joke. Some of these calls that I mean, a straight joke. That's what I'm fucking worried about.
No, I hear you. But go Birds. We'll be back next week.
Peace.
Ain't it foggy outside? All the planes have been